Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. Happy Wednesday. I just thought I'd do another live stream and chat about my favorite thing in the world, which is the Elgato Stream Deck. What's an Elgato Stream Deck? Well, I've already done a video about the Elgato Stream Deck. Link will be above. But if you are wanting to know a little bit more about how I actually use it in my day-to-day process, well, this is the right video for you to tune in. And my favorite person in the world has joined me. How you doing, Amanda? Great to see you. Do you have a Stream Deck? I know that you do a lot of live streaming, you do a lot of gaming. Hello. Great to see you guys. So Amanda says, on my list to buy, so keen to see how you use it. Right, well, I'm going to give you all my tricks and I've got some resources to share as well. So the Stream Deck is a product by a company called Elgato. Now, I am not sponsored by Elgato, but I own quite a lot of their products. And I just think they're, pardon me, I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat, absolutely fantastic. So the Elgato Stream Deck is basically what I use every day to manage my productivity, but it also is what I'm using to manage my live stream right now. So I'm going to show you. Bear with me one moment. So if I want to share my screen right now, I am I'm using a live stream software right now. Instead of me having to go into the settings and everything, I can literally click on a button and it will show my desktop. I click that twice. Like a fool. Yeah, so this is actually my setup right now, and these are all the buttons. So if I want to, for example, share a like and subscribe, which I encourage you all to do, I can click on that and it will trigger an action. But it's not all about live streaming. Every day I work as a freelance learning designer and I need to make sure that I am productive. I don't want to be messing around looking for different icons to do things. You know, if I want to change my headphones, for example, from being on to having my speakers on, instead of me having to go and fumble in my settings, I can do that as a quick action even. If I want to mute my microphone, I can do that. I can turn my volume up, I can turn my volume down. It's fantastic. So this is generally how I work, but day to day, I'm in and out of Zoom meetings, and I really wanted to show you my process of how I manage my Zoom meetings and how this really just takes my whole production to the next level. This whole channel isn't for brand new freelancers. This whole channel is helping freelancers up their game, looking better online, doing better in client meetings, presenting yourself in a better way. Oh my God, we need this at work. What's that Pac-Man button? You want to see it? Okay, hang on. So when I click that, this is my screensaver. Now it's not moving, but it just sits and activates a screensaver. So basically, I want this all set up. So when I have a meeting with a client, I click one button. It turns my light on, it turns my virtual camera on, it turns my Zoom on to where it needs to be, and I'm ready to go. Without this, it takes a bit of faffing around. So I wanted to show you how I've got this set up, and I've even got an icon set to share with you. Now, Elgato have a number of different products. Let me bring up Chrome so I can share it with you. Just going to pop this over here. Elgato. So they just did an actual launch of new products, which was pretty cool. One of them was a new camera. They've got a number of new arms which are pretty cool. Now, Amanda knows the Wave. This is what she uses as her microphone. They've got a wall mount, light strip. But the Stream Deck, they just launched a brand new Mark II Stream Deck, which I know Devlin Peck is going to be pretty upset with because he just bought this Stream Deck, right? So, Amanda say, yeah, I got the Wave. She does have the Wave. So Stream Deck comes in some different sizes. There's a mini. There is, well, now you can get this Mark II in America. It's not available yet in Australia. So I've got a small Stream Deck and I've just upgraded to the big one. And that is what you're basically seeing here on my screen. So they've got lots and lots of products. And, you know, they are generic. They are generally focused on streamers, but I think anyone who just wants to tighten up their productivity can make the most out of this. So if you can also sign up and get the a mobile version if you have a Stream Deck. So that will enhance your experience. You can have it on your phone. Okay, so I also have a key light and I have a key light Air. So that's pretty cool. And I also have a green screen, but that's nothing to do with the Stream Deck. So, you know, there's lots of things. I mean, I also have a multi-mount. It's like I'm sponsoring Elgato. I'm not, but I just think their products are top quality. So this is the brand that I'm talking about. That's elgato.com. And bought the Stream Deck and we used it for the learning conference last year and it was just absolutely fantastic. And I've just enhanced it. So today, want to focus on Zoom. I'm in and out of Zoom meetings all day. I mean, what about you guys? You know, could you see yourself using a tool like this to enhance your experience? I'll show you some of the things that I'm doing just very, very quickly. I'll give you a quick overview of it because the Stream Deck can do a lot of different things. You can open up websites. You can open up a application. You can do multi-actions, which I just love. It's my favorite thing about the Stream Deck, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You can use, if we just go through this on the side, actually, I can show you. There's integrations with different products. So, for example, I know that Amanda has the Waze, so she can integrate that in with let's just see. Have we got Waze? Have I maybe not Wave? Have I maybe not got it installed? Maybe not. So anyway, you can integrate it with all of these different products. I, in particular, use Ecamm Live. I'm using Spotify, YouTube. I want to integrate it in with Keynote. So to start off with, if we just look at the bare bones, the system, if you didn't have any of these other products, Amanda's saying, I have the Elgato key light too. It's just fantastic, isn't it, Amanda? So we just look at the bare bones. If you didn't have any of these products, how could you basically use it? Well, you know, you can see here, you can launch a website. So if I just jump over here and I type in a website, let's just do, you know, the old Google. Okay, you can see here, this is what I've just dragged over here. I'm just going to type Google and I can format it in different ways. I'll show you about icons. I've got an icon pack for you as well. Now, if I click on this Google, you'll see it opens in 2 seconds, right? Elgato should send you the Mark II to review, then you can keep it. This is exactly right. I should, well, maybe they'll see this video, hey? So, you know, website, application, absolutely fantastic. I've used this quite extensively for Google. So, again, if I just look in here, some of the things that I've done, this is launching Chrome, right? This one here is launching my inbox. Now, going off topic a little bit from Zoom, but what I will say is if you're in a bit of a nightmare situation like me, and you have got multiple, and I'll just open it here. If you've got multiple inboxes, you can see all my rubbish here. So what you can actually do is you can set it up, right? See this mailbox number 1. Now, if I go to a different mailbox, it'll have a different number. So by using this tool, it will actually allow me to identify what mailbox I want to open. The same goes with my Google Drive, my calendar. So my step without this is opening up Chrome. Then I have to open up Gmail. Then I have to select the right account that I want to view, and it's a pain. So now I can just click it with one click. Again, I've got things like Google Sheets. I want to make a slide. I want to go to, I haven't set this up, but my YouTube channel. This, again, I can put shortcuts in. You can see here, you can actually do hotkeys. And you can not only do hotkeys, but you can also do hotkeys showing something is on or off. So Amanda's just saying, I'm a big Elgato nerd, love the products. Camlink is a must. Let's just move this over a little bit. I don't know what I've done here. Camlink is a, what do you say, Amanda? Is a must to for those with DSLR mirrorless cameras, in which I do as well. And Tom says, is there lag with the video? I purchased a non-Elgato El Cheapo, but the frames lag. No, not at all. All right. So again, you can see I am using a very simple hotkey for doing these. And this is what I'm going to show you with my Zoom. All right, let me just open up Zoom for you. So I'm going to open up a few things, and I'm just going to walk you through how I managed all of this. With Zoom, I'm on multiple meetings all day. I want things to be just nice, easy, streamlined. So by default, this is what my Stream Deck looks like. When I want to use Zoom, I come in here, I click that button, which if you didn't see it was this one, okay? Actually, let me just turn on, I've got a nifty little tool, it's called Pro Mouse. There you go, that'll be much easier. So if I just go here, right, this is what I want, click on that, and now I can basically show you what I'm doing here. So this is a multi-action, I'm going to show you this in a second, right? And I've got some different functions here, starting a new meeting. Okay, I want to schedule a meeting. I want to join a meeting. So I've thought about all the things that I need, and I've basically done that from just looking at Zoom. So if I open up my Zoom profile here, pop this to one side. Can I make this smaller? Yeah, okay. Let's just do this. So I've thought about all the different things that I need. We've got Amanda helping me out here with questions. All right, Amanda. So before I purchased the Camlink, I did buy an Elgato Cheapo. It was super laggy. Also, it stopped working after a few weeks. Yeah, so the Camlink is a capture card as well. Now, I actually don't use a capture card. I use, and this will be another video that I'll do, talking a little bit about my setup and what I've got. But I use a Canon M50 camera that is, I'm using the Canon Web Utility. So what that's allowing me to do is use that little bit of software, the Canon Web Utility, and it's capturing it directly in. So I actually don't use a capture. I don't use the Elgato Camlink because the Canon M50 isn't. It's not a clean HDMI feed. Anyway, we're getting very techie here. However, but the Canon, the Camlink is absolutely brilliant. So what I did here to work with these buttons is I took a look at my settings, right? I'm just making this a little bit cleaner here. And I went down to keyboard shortcuts. Okay. So what you can basically do is take a look at all the different keyboard shortcuts that are available, and you can map them in. So for join a meeting, if I just pull this over here, you can see that this little icon here had a square and a plus. Now I'm going to show you how I made these icons as well. But this one here, if I just click on it, is it not allowing me to click? Yeah, okay. So that one, I've just mapped it in. So in doing that, I wanted to do a hotkey. I dragged it over, and to assign that, I did my Command and J. Okay? And at that point, I then was ready to create all my icons. So the Stream Deck has a really funky little tool built in that I can actually create an icon from their stream, from the actual product. So if I just click here on create a new icon, there's this key creator, right? And that allows me to kind of look and see, is there an icon that I'm wanting, right? And I can just pop it in. Now, I actually have done something a bit different, and I'm going to give you an Adobe XD file with all of these icons that you can play around with and manipulate and basically recreate what I've done, or make additional ones, because they'll all be available. Oh, no problem at all, Tom. Our pleasure. So here we go. We've got keyboard shortcuts that we're looking at, and I've done my join meeting, which is this one. Now, start a meeting. So if we just open up that that initial what's this called, landing page for Zoom, you can see here the new meeting is this orange color. So again, I wanted things to align up with what these icons were, right? So if I just go to my keyboard shortcut, start a meeting, right? That's what this is, okay? So the Stream Deck actually did do quite a lot of the work for me, right? So if I just take you, I'm jumping around a little bit, but hopefully this makes sense. The Stream Deck didn't have a native integration with Zoom, but if you actually click on this little Stream Deck store, this little window opens, and you can actually go to plugins, and there was one that was called Zoom, right? All you do is you click to install it, and it will add this function here on the right hand side. Now, it had a lot of the items already. For example, if I wanted to mute, I could just drag it here, and that icon is one of these ones that I was mentioning before, which was a hotkey switch. So it's showing you when it's off, showing you when it's on, right? But not all of the functions were there. So for example, the functions that I just spoke about, for example, a new meeting, that isn't there. Joining a meeting, that isn't there. Even scheduling a meeting isn't there. So I wanted to add those in. So as far as if you get a Stream Deck, you can take advantage of these ones. You literally just drag them in, right? And the beauty of it is once you are in Zoom, it will automatically recognize you're in Zoom, and it will allow you to utilize Zoom with these buttons. So for example, once I finish a meeting in Zoom, I can literally just click on this icon here, and it will close the whole of Zoom down. But there were some things that I wanted. I wanted to add functionality. Remember, you can move this stuff around in whatever order you want, etc. So I wanted to add on these different ones. So I added on the start meeting, I added on the schedule, I added on join, and they actually have made a big difference. So again, I'm just going to close this for a second. So if this is me and I'm wanting to do a very quick meeting with, let's say, Amanda, I can click on this one. And there you go. Whoa.
Recording in progress.
I knew that was going to happen. So I can basically click on that. I'm going to do the schedule one. It probably looks cleaner. So there you go. It brings up the schedule meeting. I can just create a new meeting very quickly. The same as doing a join. I can literally just click in this new meeting ID. So it's great. But one of the things that I love the most is how it allows me to get set up in the beginning. So if I just click on this very first button, I've created what's called a multi-action, right? So if I go here to my system, where am I? I've totally lost where I'm up to. Oh, I know. When I right click a button, I can create a folder, right? So this is going to blow your mind. That's what these basically are, right? All of these are folders that go into things, right? So that's a folder. There's also this multi-action, and that's what this is, right? So if I look at my actions, okay. So here, this is saying open Zoom. So if I go to system, you can see I've just clicked this. So I'm saying I want to open Zoom, open my virtual cam. I want to run the scene, which is me right now. And I want to turn my light on. Does that make sense? So if I was going to do this again, I'm just going to delete these. Just show you how that can be done. Right, so what I would do is I'd right click, I'd go create multi-action. You can call it something if you want. So I'm just going to go test so you can see it. And I start with my actions, right? So it's saying, okay, what do you want to do first? I want to open Zoom. So I'm going to go here to my system, drag that over, and I'm going to choose Zoom. So let's see where that would be. Under applications, where's Zoom? Click on that, open, right? The next one I want is to open my virtual camera. Okay, happy days. Then what did I have? Run scene and control center. Okay, so here I'm going to get my virtual camera and I'm going to run a scene, right? And the scene that I want is just me. And then I want to turn my light on. And because it's integrated with all Elgato products, all I need to do here is click on Control Center. And I can click my light on. I can choose to have it off or on. So when I start my Zoom meetings, I click one button, it turns on my Zoom, it turns on my virtual cam, it runs the scene that I want, and it also turns on my light. So in a simpler term, if you're not using a virtual camera, you can literally have it open Zoom, turn your light on if you had a light, for example. Now, you can also integrate the Stream Deck with things like Philips Hue lights. So if I just go here and have a look. So if I go lights, Philips Hue, okay? LiftX, right? So this is a new one. So I use LiftX products. I normally have a light behind me. I can add that to it. And they're always adding different products to their suite, which I absolutely love. So these are, so if I wanted to do LiftX, I just literally click install. Yep, too impatient. I go back to my Stream Deck and I should see LiftX down here, right? So if I wanted to turn the device on, I can click it, and I'd need to go through the whole phase of discovering the devices, but it's so good. Now, how do I make these icons? Well, I've got a bit of a treat for you guys. In Adobe XD, I've gone ahead and I've done it for you. So I've got this really cool thing that I've shared this through, okay? And it's called Buy Me a Coffee, right? So let me just open it for you. Buy me a coffee. Right. So if I actually go to my profile, you can see that I've got these icons here available for you to download for free. Okay. So all you need to do is click on it. And I can't do it myself because I'm already logged in. But you literally just click on that and it will give you the Adobe XD file. And you can start creating your own icons, right? So what have I done here? Well, all of the icons that are on my Stream Deck, I've put here. And I just thought I'd integrate the Stream Deck with a little bit of an Adobe XD tutorial for those of you who've never used it before, because I absolutely love it. And I want to just quickly show you my workflow of how I go through creating these icons and then how I implement them in. So we just bring up the Stream Deck again. Okay, come out of this and I go into Zoom. You can see that these icons here across the top are ones that I've implemented, right? Now the ones that are grey here are grey because I'm not using Stream Deck right now. I'm not using Zoom right now. So just to show you how I created this, I'm going to recreate this new meeting as a default Zoom icon. Now, I want to show you my whole process here. And it's really not very difficult, but when I use Adobe XD, I like to use SVGs, which is a scalable vector graphic, as you can basically take these vectors as big as you want. You can see that's actually a GIF, okay? This one is a scalable vector graphic, so it's super sharp. So if I take this to 5,000, totally sharp, right? So I love that. So I'll generally look for icons out there that are quite similar to ones that are actually on the system. So again, if I just jump in and I open up my Zoom, they maybe are not perfect, but they're very, very close. They're certainly ones that I can recognize just from looking at the screen. And that's all it is. You can make whatever kind of icons you want. If you use the Stream Deck for actually building your icons, they'll be a lot funner than mine. Mine are kind of corporate, but I like things all looking quite neat. Bit anal retentive with regards to this stuff. What are you doing, Amanda? You gotta go. All right, well, come on back and check it, check out the video. And if you guys have any questions as well, if you're watching this on a rerun, just put your comment or your question in the comments below and I'll try and help you. Sorry to see you go, Amanda. So yeah, I'm just going to show you very quickly how you can do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new artboard. Now, if I just click on one of these, you can see I've made them huge, 500 by 500. You don't really need that. Once you've created your first board, so if I was creating my first board here, I can just drag any kind of size here. If I'm not happy with it, I can just delete it, right? Now, if I want it 500 by 500, I've just clicked Shift to make sure that that's the same size. But if you don't do that, you can basically make an artboard any kind of size. Just going to delete that. To resize it, you're just going to click on it and you're going to go 500 by 500. Happy days. So that's it. Now, to change the background of this, all you need to do is click on here, and here you'll see on the right hand side this fill. Now, I've already got this blue, and I know that this is the Zoom blue, so I'm just going to take my little color picker, and I'm just going to click on blue, and there you go, all the work's done. I've got that here. So I'm just going to call this launch Zoom. All right. Now, I've already gone and sourced this icon, and I'll show you how I source icons as well. But I'm going to click on this, copy. Now, I want this to go in the middle. So if I didn't click here and I just paste, right, Command V, it's going to paste on top of where I copied the item. So I'm just going to delete that. I want it to go in the middle of this launch Zoom. So if I basically had something that wasn't in the middle and I highlight this and I paste it, well, it's going to paste wherever I picked it up from here. It's one of the things that I love about Adobe XD. It doesn't move a couple of pixels. It's just perfect. So it's pasted where I've picked that up, okay? If it wasn't, let's say it was down there, right? What's nice is it's got these little, it's got these little rulers that will give you an indication of where, if I just zoom this in so you can see it better. Here, it's just showing you exactly where it's positioned. So I'm happy with that icon. And I'm happy to put it into Stream Deck. So how do I do that? All right. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight Launch Zoom, go to File, go to Export, Selected, and here I've got an option to put this in a variety of formats. I'm just wanting PNG, but you can do it as an SVG, PDF, or JPEG, right? I want it as a PNG, and I'm just going to click Export, and I'm just going to put it on my desktop with my other rubbish. All right, so let's just open the Stream Deck again. And here, I'm just wanting to put it on this test. So I highlight this. And here, if you can see, I can actually open the file, right? Or I could just drag it in. I'm just going to do it this way since I'm streaming. Here we go, click on there, and that's it. So I might say, well, I really don't want it to say test. So you can hide the title. If you didn't want to, you can also align it to the bottom, to the top. You can choose what kind of font you want, even though you don't have a great amount of options, right? Anyway, I choose to just turn it off. It looks much better. And there you go. I've got a multi-action here that I can use for Zoom. So if you decide you want to get a Stream Deck, there's a number of steps that you're going to take. To use Zoom, remember, there's already an integration that you can download from the plugins, okay? So all you need to do is go to plugins, go to Zoom, install it, okay? Come back here and you will open a new folder, okay? Again, you probably want a good icon from that. Well, in my pack, you've got that, so you'll set from file. There you go. If you click in there, you've got a brand new folder that you can come here and start dragging these in and put them in whatever order you want to do. Okay? You then, remember, you've got this access to shortcuts. So if there's some of these that you want to utilize, all you're going to do is come on over to the system, okay? And you can do a hotkey. So click on the hotkey, drag it on, and basically click to assign. So this one, we're just going to do a new join, right? And you will apply the appropriate icon. So for join, which one was it? This one, you're going to highlight this, go to File, Export, Selected, create your icon, export, and then you're going to apply that icon. Just a little trick before I wrap up, because I know I've kind of been going on for a while, and I hope this has been useful for you. I want to start showing you some of the different tools that I'm using in my everyday work. They certainly help me with my productivity. Ico Moon is one that's very good. I actually don't need to download it. So I got some of the icons from here. So if I just click on Ico Moon, you can see that I've actually got a few of these icons here that are highlighted already. So there are some free libraries that you can basically, so this Font Awesome, I just added. It was totally free. And in doing so, it meant that, let me go back. It meant that it added into this system. So anyone that I was wanting to use, so for example, this camera, let's say I wanted to use this, I can click on Generate, SVG, and more. And I click on the camera, I can download the SVG. I'm just going to put it onto my desktop. And here in Adobe XD, let's say I just wanted to make one here that said camera, even though there isn't a function, that's okay. Just going to delete this one here. I don't even need to recolor it. I just need to go to my desktop, get my camera, drag it in. And because I'm like everything uniformed, I've been making these about 350. They don't have to be absolutely perfect. So this one has a height of 350. This one has a width of 350. So I'm going to make this a width of 350. And I'm just going to click on this little lock so it's not, so it's basically resizing it accurately. Because this is an SVG, I'm able to go to fill, change it to white, and pop that right there. And there you go. I've got a camera icon. So I'll wrap this up with you guys. I hope this has been useful. I'm going to show you a little bit, some more tutorials in the near future on how I use these different tools to do my work, to keep me productive, to look, you know, pretty good in front of the camera with my clients. So I'm going to do as many tutorials. If you jump to buymeacoffee.com/Cath Ellis, you can basically download that whole icon pack for free. I'm going to do some more tutorials in the near future. I recently set up my system with Loom because I use Loom all the time. Let me just quickly show you. Okay, so I did an icon pack for Loom as well, and I made these icons. So I'll do a tutorial on that and share my icons as well. And hopefully these will be tools that you guys are using every day in your work, and they might just add a few minutes to your workflow. So I certainly hope so. I'm going to wrap up. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions, drop them in the link below. If you've got any requests, you want me to show you some more stuff, put it out there. I'm happy to do so. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. And I'm going to turn that link off and wrap up. Have an awesome Wednesday. Take care.